Hi, this is Aggie. Welcome back to my channel. This is week 2 of my quarantine vlog. Hope you like it.
I don't have to party to have fun, you see. I got different hobbies, and that's all I need.
I am making bread. Yellow is my favorite color, so I got the yellow KitchenAid. But what I have in here right now is bread flour, yeast, sugar, and salt. So what I have to still add to it is water right now, and butter as well. Yes, this is a microwave. One tip I have for making bread when you want it to rise is to actually put your bread in the microwave, because what it needs is like a warmer place to do it. So what I would do is would have like a cup of hot water in there and microwave for 30 seconds at a time, maybe 2-3 times, and then I put the dough into that with the hot water so it disperses properly, so it's a warmer environment for the dough to rise. So I wanted to just talk about a subject very quickly, the difference between active dry and instant yeast. I know initially I was really confused and I was trying to figure out like why are there 2 different types of yeast and what's the difference. So what I learned was the activation process is different between the two. So for instant dry, you can just put it in as part of your ingredients and like it would work, like you don't need to do that much. But for active dry yeast, what you actually have to do is you need to put that yeast in water and you need to feed it like a little bit of sugar is normally what I do. So if, for example, the recipe requires like 2 tablespoons of sugar, what I would do is I put 1 tablespoon as part of like whatever the ingredients say for like the instructions, and then I put 1 tablespoon in the active dry yeast. So if you don't have that and you know it's activated actually in the active dry yeast, when you see the yeast starting to kind of come up and it looks a little bit wet at the top, but then you can see it like moving and such, that's when you know the yeast is ready for using. And for active dry yeast, you might need to give it like a couple minutes for it to activate. So it's not like you put in the water, you put the yeast in the water and then you put the sugar and then it works right away. No, like you need to let it feed before you can actually put it into like whatever mixture you're mixing it in order for it to work. Because if it doesn't and it's not activated, then like if you're making bread or whatever, the bread's not gonna rise. So just a quick tip that I had. And also from my tip, I guess, with regards to the rising of the bread to put it in the microwave, I learned that it works better because I guess like you need it in a warm, dry place, right? And for me, like my mom sometimes puts it in the oven, but it's not as like effective because the oven is kind of big. So I kind of put it in the microwave and to me it works a lot better. And also another tip is sometimes they'll say like it will take an hour or like 45 minutes to rise, but it really depends on the flour you're using and the yeast you're using. So I think it's important to know or to be able to tell whether your yeast is risen, and then to continue with the next step, than to just follow the instructions to say like, oh, it only takes an hour and you know I'm just going to put it in for it to rise for an hour. Like it's not that, I guess, black and white, and you have to take a look. So you know that the bread has risen properly when it's doubled in size. That's a very clear indicator. Second of all, when the yeast, you know it's ready when you put your finger in, dip it in like dry flour, and if you poke the batter or the bread that you're trying to rise, and you take your finger out and it stays, like the whole stays in the batter, then you know it's ready. But if it's not and it's still like really hard, and it usually is pretty soft too, like before you put it for rising and after you take it out for rising, like after it's risen, it should be pretty soft, it shouldn't be hard. So that's how you would know that the bread is risen properly and the yeast was activated properly and everything went properly. I don't know if it helps though, because I know my mom had a lot of trouble too, and then when I made bread it looks like fine, like because I know how to tell, but for her she had no idea. So for her it took her like many tries to realize that apparently she wasn't using the yeast properly, or apparently it wasn't risen properly and it wasn't correctly risen because the yeast wasn't used properly. So yeah, hopefully these tips help you. So this is what happened to the yeast. So I put it in the microwave to basically rise 3 times, and then I kind of shaped it and then rise it for the last time, so 3 times in total. So I put it in twice and then I shaped it and then put it in for the 3rd time, and I'm ready to bake it. As you can tell, this one didn't turn out very well on this side because while it was rising in the oven, it kind of stuck to the side of this one, so this one looks a lot better than this one. In the oven at 395 degrees. I have to put it in for about 35 minutes, but I'm gonna do it for 30 minutes and then check on it and then see if we need the 5 minutes. The finished product is the bread. I made myself a instant noodle with egg, crab meat, and a lot of cheese. I think it's mozzarella. Yeah. My mom made this today. We're having for dinner. Yeah. It's lunchtime. This is what we're having today. These are actually homemade dumplings and homemade naan with I think there's some garlic in it too and some other stuff too. Thymes and homemade fries too. That was week 2 of my quarantine vlog. Hope you liked it. I'm not very interesting. I'm not like a very exciting person, I guess, in a way. But my life isn't that fun. But I hope everyone enjoyed my vlog. Please click the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. If there's something you want me to talk about, please comment in the comment section below. And I'll see you later.